Good morning, Kaylyn.
Well, hello. How are you?
I'm doing well. A little sleepy today, but I'll get through. How are you?
I am the same.
Okay.
A little bit sleepy. Oh, so sleepy. Introduction. I'm Kaylyn.
I'm Dr. Cynthia.
This is Intuitive Hypnotherapy Podcast,
where we invite you to come for the chat, stay for the healing. But I feel like we need a better explanation of why people are dialing in.
Yeah.
What should we tell our listening audience in our 30-second elevator speech?
Like our come for the chat, stay for the healing. But you're right. If people have not listened to us, they may think this is just, another another one of those. And I think we're a little bit different.
I think we're a lot different.
Small talk. Well, yeah, I know. I'm being
coy,
shy, but yeah, I think we're a little bit different. We discuss things that are going on in our lives, and big issues, little issues, no issues. And I like our weekly meditation. Different topics. It's beneficial for me being
you're so generous to allow yourself to be filmed meditating.
Yeah, no, it's great because selfishly I get that sit down time of this is what I'm going to do. And
yeah, well, I think we created the podcast that we wanted to listen to, right? Like we could yammer on about stuff. We could have guests talk about world events and history and things like this. But then what are you going to do about it? So I wanted to talk about stuff that affects us, stuff that affects our world, stuff that affects our community. But then anybody can point out a problem. Anybody can dissect a problem. I wanted to then pivot into a solution, maybe not the solution, of how we as mere mortals can navigate some of this stuff.
Right.
How we could, so we'll pick a topic. And today, what is our topic going to be?
It's back to school season.
Back to school.
Or in our house, well, I say back to school because Laura did preschool, but really this is kindergarten. This is like first day of big girl school this week. So
yeah. And you have a bunch of very legitimate concerns about, holy shit, my gosh, my kid is going to be a kindergartner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that are
so I was right. Silly. Okay. Anybody listening is going to think they're silly things, but they're things I didn't think about. I was talking to another mom, and her son was in Laura's preschool class. And so we've kind of kept in touch throughout the summer. And actually one of the brothers is going to be in Laura's class for the first 2 weeks. And then we don't know what happens after that. That's another worry, but she wants to pack her lunch. So that's kind of cool. I mean, I think I remember going, but she wants to pack her lunch, but she doesn't like peanut butter and jelly. So we're going, okay, she likes, I know, doesn't like peanut butter and jelly. So it's like, can't just, pack a sandwich and go. So I started thinking of things for lunches, and same things we eat for lunch around here, maybe like, I don't know, some pepperonis and crackers and mozzarella, cheese stick or something.
Okay.
But I was talking to one of the moms, and she said, we've been practicing opening packages. And I went, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. I looked at Dave. I was like, well, she can open all these packages, right? He's like, I don't know. I was like, oh my gosh. So this past weekend, we picked out snacks and stuff that she's going to pack.
What you're talking,
like applesauce pouch, a little applesauce cup, and you peel off the top.
Okay.
Or the little squeezy pouches with the fruit and stuff in them, and you twist off the top of those. Even her lunchbox, because she doesn't do, we're not a peanut butter and jelly sandwich group here. I ordered one of those. I ordered like a bento box for her.
I was just they're very cool.
Very cool. So I ordered the one that was specifically advertised, so they got me, that it was easy to open for kids. So right when it came, I was like, can you open this for me? And she did. She popped it open just fine. But, and then it's kids in school, and she's so friendly and she wants to play with everybody. And I know, like, even when we'd go someplace over the summer, she'd want to play with all the kids on the playground, and she'd kind of be sad that, like, how come they don't want to play? So, then I go down that rabbit hole of, I hope everybody wants to play with her.
I'm sure she will be,
worries.
student council president and voted class clown, and most likely to succeed. So
probably she will tell you that too, probably.
No, but those are real concerns. Now, I'm a dinosaur, so when we packed our lunch, it was brown paper bag, saran wrap, or aluminum foil, because I was born just ahead of the Hindenburg. Just kidding. But no, we didn't have Ziploc bags. I mean, in fact, whole wheat bread was relatively new when I was in elementary school.
Oh,
and we didn't even call it whole wheat. We called it brown bread.
I knew you were going to say that. White bread makes sense.
Yeah, brown bread. And so we would bring our lunches, and then we'd get a milk. And but this was long before, peanut allergies and food sensitivities. And so, yeah, you guys have a lot more concerns and just school supplies, for goodness sake.
I know. We have open house tonight, so we're going to bring our school supplies there.
Okay.
But that was the other thing, that she's going into kindergarten. So I asked, the one other mom I know that's in her school, and I said, do these just go in a big bin that the teacher hands out, or do I need to label these things? I don't know. And she said, I think it goes in a bin, because they didn't say they needed like a pencil case or anything. So I said, okay, that's a good assumption, because I don't know. But yeah, they asked for tissues, four boxes of tissues. Yeah. So of course that's going to go to the class. But then they asked for beginner pencils. And I said, what's a beginner pencil? I didn't know what a beginner pencil was.
I don't know what a beginner pencil is.
They're just fatter pencils. I guess they're easier to hold.
Yeah.
But I laughed.
And we got the big chief pads. You guys don't have those anymore.
No. But I when I looked at Dave, I was like, we've always just given Laura we've just had regular pencils and pens around here. That's what she gets.
And a big chief tablet was basically newsprint paper. So it was that kind of grayish paper, and it was lined, but it was lined with the big things. And then we'd have a big fat pencil. So they call them beginner pencils, but yeah. So
I know what you're talking about. Did it have the what kind of what?
What kind of paper?
Composition notebooks.
Oh, those things. With the
they're
seam, the sewn seam.
Yes.
Oh, I hate.
Yes, I did too.
Because the pages don't rip out clean, and
I know. I thought it was strange too. So yeah, and then a couple boxes of crayons and stuff like that. So we're gonna bring most everything tonight, just so that just drop it in the classroom. We did not do that for preschool, and then we noticed most of the other parents did. So we're learning.
So any masks, hand sanitizer?
We put. I was just trying to think. Did we send her with hand? I don't think we did send hand sanitizer. I mean, maybe for the class is fine, but like the individual ones, because she's got some. Okay. But you know, if another kid gets it and squirts it in their eye, I'm sure that's going to be a problem. So right. No, they can't see your face.
Hopefully not. But
right. So no, that stuff wasn't on the list. But what was, I mean, glue sticks, just regular stuff that I think of, but like markers wasn't on the list. I thought, doesn't everybody want to use markers?
Probably not in
just
kindergarten.
Crayons and beginner pencils were the only writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did you
preschool? I think we had to bring it. I can't remember.
And do you have the big crayons, the 8 to a box, the big fat crayons?
No.
A box of 24.
The box of 24. And that's what I thought. If we're doing beginner pencils, do we get the big fat crayons? But no, just regular crayons, beginner pencils. I don't know. So yes, we're going to bring that stuff tonight. And she's not riding the school bus because school is like close enough that we can drive. I think it's an option because we're on a busier road. Because I know the kids across the street, like right across the street, went to the same elementary school last year and they did get on the bus, but they were older, they were like fourth and fifth graders. I can't imagine. I know people do, but I can't imagine putting Laura on a bus. I'll probably be saying that when she's like 14. So put my little baby on a bus.
Yeah. They live through it.
Right. I rode a bus. No big deal.
I rode a bus. My daughter rode a bus. She sometimes would walk like 2 miles home because the bus was so full. She's like, I'll just walk.
Really?
Yeah. And that was high school. But also something else about starting school. It's also the change of the seasons, or pseudo, because we're going from summer into fall, and change is stressful, even if it's good change, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You get some free time.
Yeah.
But even good change is still change, and it's stressful.
Oh yeah.
And the seasons are changing. Did you get a new first day of school outfit?
We did. I will have to send you a picture. She has picked out, we went and got a bunch of outfits over the weekend. And the outfit that she is wearing, of course, it's got apples on it. So nice. It's a little navy skirt with little red apples on it and a little white t-shirt with a girl that's got, a basket of apples. So, yep, she's got her back to school outfit, and she's already got a dress picked out for open house tonight.
Well, okay.
I know. She's a dress girl, that's for sure.
We were always a new pair of jeans, a nice pair of jeans, and
Yes, I do remember that. The back to school shopping, that was always
backpack.
That was always so exciting. Yep, backpack. Where you are going to use the same one as last year because it survived, and
beautiful
unicorn donuts. Yep, still things she's into. Yeah, but it is a change. Like, again, just bedtimes, like, all right, we got to be a little more of a stickler about it's time to go to bed.
Schedules, patterns, habits. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know. And I had all these intentions of like a couple weeks ago, like we're going to start that school routine. No, no. So tonight's the night.
There is. So what if we do? Is there anything else that's troubling you or worrying you or because
I think it is
my kid is grown. She graduated long before the pandemic, so she didn't get to experience any of that. She played college ball and then she went and got a master's degree. So I'm out of the
out of the school loop right now.
Yeah, it's I have patients who are starting school. I have patients whose kids are starting school. So I'm aware of it tangentially, but as far as in my bubble, not necessarily, but I would like for all the kids to have a happy, healthy, safe, start of school. And it's a little bit different because they don't have to wear masks this year. I think LA more so than Orange County, and LA is a huge school district. I think they're recommending them if you are not vaccinated or perhaps vaccinated but still immune compromised. They're like, guys, we've figured out they work. So, if you have any questions, feel free to wear.
It's optional, but I want to think maybe by the end of last year, there might have been a third, maybe kids that were wearing them,
so it's
the beginning of the school year a lot more, but it's a different year. It's just
that stuff is different, and
it is.
Change is stressful. So, now is she at school a full day or a half day?
It is. That's a change. That's a big change too. Last year preschool was only half a day, and really we'd drop her off around 9 and I'd be picking her up at noon. So it was very short. But this year it looks like drop off time. The bigger kids, my kid's one of the bigger kids now, but the drop off time I believe is like 9:15. So pretty close to the same time, but pickup's not until 3:55 or 3:50.
Wow.
That's a long day, isn't it?
That's a very long day.
Yes. So then that's a big change. And then I think, she's picky about eating. So again, we'll get the routine down, but I'm like, what if she doesn't eat at lunchtime?
I'm hungry.
Yes, she will. I'll have to have a snack in the car.
Well, she'll be in the principal's office because she fought some kid for his
for his fruit snacks or something. Yeah, she'll find something. So we I don't know, it's just a lot of change, and it's going to be a lot of trying to get up in the morning. I know she is like me, don't rush me. Even if we're running out of time, don't rush me. And she's the same way. So I fight, and then it's a fight if you're rushing, and then the day doesn't start out nice. So, it's just all that stuff.
Well, in my imagination, and the next book after the next book that I'm writing, in my imagination, I would have gone to bed at a reasonable hour. My kid would have gone to bed at a reasonable hour, not stayed up and watched the news or played video or whatever. And then we'd wake up a little bit earlier than we have to, simply so we could give ourselves time to wake up and move slowly, maybe take a few minutes to meditate or set our intention. I like to think, wouldn't that have been a great way to start the day?
Yeah.
Or, maybe before bed, again, at a reasonable hour. Maybe we sit and we take a moment in, quiet contemplation, meditation, and maybe we, before we go to bed, we set our intentions for what we want tomorrow to look like, what we want our dream space to look like. We're like, I'm going to walk in my cute little navy skirt with the apples and my cute little top with the apples. And I'm going to walk in my bubble of gold. And I'm going to be like, you're my friend. You're my friend. You're my friend. Oh, this homework's so easy. And I can, in my mind, imagine what my day's going to look like, even in a 5-year-old. And then just let the universe fulfill your order. Wouldn't that be lovely if we all did that?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, we at least do it once a week.
At least.
So for those, again, wondering why we're doing this podcast, we talk about stuff. We talk about situations, and then we offer a solution in the form of self-hypnosis or meditation that I will lead, with some ideas and some healing on a higher level of whatever it is we're talking about. In this case, change being stressful, setting our intentions, helping a mom not be anxious when her adorable 5-year-old. My daughter was so, well, she's an only child. And at this point, Laura's an only child. So
yep.
Got that together. She was very independent. She had no separation anxiety. She had none. She was a social little butterfly, loved kids. She had 7 months old. I took her to the gym nursery and we were in the gym, my mom and I, for like 2 hours. And she was in the gym nursery in the same place we put her 2 hours ago. And she had the entire room of kids surrounding her, giving her toys, playing with her. So she was completely engaged and she didn't have to do anything, literally the center of that universe. And it was the same at, when we went to church, kids would come to the window and wave goodbye to her. When we sent her off to preschool, she loved. And preschool for her was all day long because mama had to work. So like drop her off at 8 and pick her up at 6. So she was being away from the mom for, but again, no separation anxiety. She's 3 years old and I drop her off and she's like, bye mom, see you at 6.
I love it.
And so, and that's great. It was, I had to go, okay, she doesn't need this moment. Okay, I'm fine. Because, there's a little bit of gratification of having your kid like hang on your leg a little bit. Okay, well, it's okay.
I have a feeling Laura's going to be like, okay, see ya.
Like, see you at 6.
Yeah, she'll be fine. It'll be mommy.
Yes, indeed. And so, but that independence will serve her well when she gets through school, when she has to change schools, when she decides to go to Sydney sight unseen and get her master's degree and live there for 2 years. She's like, nope, just put me on the plane. I'll see you in 2 years. Like,
nice.
Okay. I will be over here grounding. Lighting your way. Yes, so she'll be fine. You'll be fine. Let's mock that all up. Let's create a lovely meditation. I will. I think you asked me before, can you ground somebody else? Yeah, especially your kid.
Yeah. Well, and especially, you just kind of said it. I'm like, we're not talking like an infant. She's 5 years old. So she can imagine how she wants her first day to go. But, I just want everything to go perfectly. And if it doesn't go perfectly, she's okay. She's okay if it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm going to, in this meditation, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you how to put bubbles around. We use lots of bubbles. And you'll find that your imagination is remarkably adroit at getting shit done. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. If you believe that a bubble or your personal space or your energy field is a real living organic feature of your human form, that's a great start. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can be transformed. So what do you want to transform this worry, this fear, this anticipation into? Let's turn it into unicorns and bubbles of gold and joy, confidence and fun, maybe even a little fun. When we want our kids to have fun at school, maybe learn some stuff, maybe raise the consciousness just a wee bit. Maybe to feel comfortable, maybe to feel interconnected with their fellow students instead of isolated, as some do. I don't think Laura will, but Yeah. And as I taken the baton from you, I think I got this. But during this meditation, if you feel so inspired and want to chime in or want to add something, by all means. Okay. This is a co-creation. And ladies and gentlemen, okay, so we're going to do a meditation now. So don't be driving. Find a comfortable place to sit. Don't operate any heavy machinery. Don't try to do math during this. I don't want to be responsible for you forgetting to carry the one. I told you I was a little sleepy. I get a little punch drunk when I'm a little under-rested. Yeah, so find a comfortable place and just settle in. Close your eyes. Just get here and be amused. Let's start out with a little amusement, a little fun, a little vibration of lightness. Why not? And in this season of back to school, let's make back to school fun, light, easy. So be in the center of your head, sitting quietly wherever you are. Get a drink of water if you haven't already. Nestle back and put your attention as a point of light behind your eyes and in between your temples. Imagine your bubble, your aura, your energy field, your personal space. Imagine your bubble around you in all directions, about 3 feet over your head, 3 feet to either side, 3 feet front and back, 3 feet under your feet, and connecting into that tube of light, your grounding cord. Create a grounding cord, an energetic connection between the base of your spine, through the chair that you're sitting in, through the floor, through the floors of the building you're in, through all the layers of the earth, and ground that tube of light all the way down to the center of the earth. And the center of the earth, let's imagine, is a lawn or a meadow, and see that tube of light really ground into that earth in the center of the earth. And be in kindergarten space, literal kindergarten space. Feel free to color outside the lines, raise your hand and ask questions. You can't do this wrong. So in the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, create a bubble on the outside of your bubble, maybe about the size of a beach ball. And in that bubble, just write the words back to school. And we're going to use that phrase to encompass all those things that we just spoke about, that we reference, all of those considerations. Whether you're a parent, a student, a teacher, an administrator, a school bus driver, someone who drives past the school or lives next to a school. Let's give this concept of back to school the healing, the love, the direction, the higher vibration that it deserves. There's so many functions of school in addition to learning, obviously, but there are the social elements, making friends, learning how to listen, following direction, learning conflict resolution, developing your social skills. So all of those things that are of consideration for back to school, see them in that bubble. Everything that's meaningful to you in your experience for back to school. If it's a happy occasion, if it's a worrisome occasion, if it's an expensive occasion, if you have multiple children, different schools, all those things that are meaningful to you in regard to back to school, put in that bubble. And make sure that bubble is hanging out in space on the other side of your bubble. It's on the outside of your bubble where you can have a good neutral look at this information. And give that bubble, give it its own grounding cord. Give it its own tube of light to connect to the center of the earth. And let that tube of light, that grounding cord on the bubble that represents back to school, let it ground off anything that's uncomfortable, anything that's scary, anything that's worrisome. You can have concerns, you can have things to do, but you can frame it in a way that it's not a worry. Ground off any fears, any unconsciousness, and take your time on the unconsciousness. It's 2022. We want our children to be as conscious and as present as possible. They're our future. They're our little creators. So as you're grounding off any energies, anything you do not want to experience this year, back to school, traffic jams, running out of school supplies, cranky parents. Just ground that energy off. Someone once said, I don't fight traffic, because whenever you fight traffic, you're asking it to fight you back. I prefer to flow with traffic. So if you're driving your kid or your kid's in a bus lane, imagine that you're flowing and it's easy to get your child from home to school and from school back home. And in this bubble that represents back to school, certainly put the year whenever you're listening to this, but feel free to put the day and date that you're listening to this meditation. Bring this healing into present time for you, your students, and those affected. And as you continue to ground out unconsciousness and any elements that make back to school uncomfortable or stressful, I invite you to start thinking about things, concepts that will make the school year pleasant, fun, easy, enjoyable, something that you and your kids look forward to, are enthusiastic about, or you want to go instead of have to go. So what are those considerations? Do you want you and your kid to feel safe? Do you want them to be conscious and raise the consciousness? Even in little kids, they know what consciousness is. Do you want them to have certainty? That concept of you might not know something in the moment, but you are certain you can pick it up. You're certain that you can learn. You're certain that you can make friends. You're certain that you'll have lunch when you need it. You're certain that there'll be help when you ask for it. And any of other, myriad of things that you would want to feel certain about. Can you open up your applesauce? Certainly. Can you tie your shoes? Certainly can. Maybe invite some confidence. Confidence and certainty are different. They sure work nicely together. Maybe some enthusiasm. Maybe some ease. What do you want your back to school experience to be? Maybe you want it to be affordable. Maybe you want to attract some aid of some sort. Or maybe you're blessed and like to share some of your blessings. Maybe you'd like some cooperation, sense of community, sense of reverence. Teachers work really hard. They're there to share, teach, learn, guide. Having a level of reverence for the process. Having a level of reverence for the kids that are going to school. That's a big thing. And their experiences in school can be pivotal to their life and their life choices. So the more consciousness you bring to every day, to every moment, the more likely you will be to have success, to have happy kids, have healthy kids, emotionally, mentally healthy, spiritually healthy. Maybe put some comprehension in there. It's just information. It's fifth chakra, right? Fifth chakra is about sharing information, but it's also about taking in information. So if our kids have a wide open fifth chakra, they can ask questions when they need. They can speak up and answer the teacher when they said, who's got some feedback? But they can also absorb that information. Even if mentally it's not perfectly clear, if their fifth chakra is wide open, whatever information is there to share will come in and be useful so that the student can then replay the information for a test or for a project or to tutor someone else who needs help in a subject. In that bubble that represents back to school, maybe you'd like to put the concept of friendship, kindness, understanding, sharing, sportsmanship, generosity, havingness, amusement, health. We'd like all our kids to be healthy and not have to use those sick days. What else? What other positive qualities do you want in your back to school energy concept for the year, for this day? What do you want for your kids? What do you want for your family? What do you want for your community? From today till the last day of school, imagine that there's gold lighting your kids' path from home to school, from class to event, back to school night, school plays. Imagine that there's gold energy around all of those events and all of those transcriptions. Everything is easy, protected, beautiful. And what do you need as parents of school-age kids? Do you need some prosperity? Do you need some grounding? Are you rejoicing and having some free time? What kind of healing do you need as a parent in your back to school reality? What do you need? Do you need grounding? Feeling comfortable that your kids are learning, making good choices, making friends, evolving as humans. What do you need as a parent? Go ahead and put that in your bubble that represents back to school. Doesn't matter how big or how small, or what community back to school is in your universe. And maybe take a moment to imagine your nights before a school day. Maybe see how easy it is to have your kids do their homework, have dinner, perhaps bathe, set their clothes out. You can even imagine what your daily life is going to look like for this school year. You can set an intention. And you can do this practice daily for just a few moments. Spend a few moments thinking about the night before school. How do you want it to look? What kind of ease and grace and peacefulness do you want to experience? And then when you're ready, perhaps set an intention for the morning of a school day, back to school. Perhaps you can set an intention of how easily you and your kids will get up, what your process will be. And you can map it out, and it can have a level of organization and a level of flow that maybe you didn't experience last year. And it can be easy, and it can be fun, and it can be organized bliss. How does it look in your universe? School mornings, back to school. How would you like it to look? How would you like it to feel? It can be a lovely dance, an energetic flow where everything is easy. You can set an intention for any element of the school year that you choose. Perhaps send some ease, some grace, some flow to the administrative process of school. School openings, school closings. When do you get your grade cards? When do you get breaks? When do you pick up your kid? Perhaps set an intention or send some love and grace, peace to the administrative process of school. There are a lot of moving parts to teaching our children. Let's allow that to be easy. Fully staffed, well paid, easy communication, effortless teaching. What if the school and the school year was blissfully educational, informative, fun? What if it was all easy, almost effortless? It could be. Send that request out to the universe. And again, personalize this for whatever you need in your unique situation with your child or children. Or if you are the student, how do you want your school year to look? What's going to make it easy and fun, informative? It's going to help you to be the best student. You can get the most out of school. Just picture it and put it in that bubble. And know that you can do this meditation anytime, any place, anywhere. And you can edit your request to the universe and add or subtract, multiply. And you can change this depending on your circumstance. Maybe you're a college student going back to school, getting that degree. Whatever back to school means for you, let's make this year, this back to school, the easiest, the funnest, the most engaging, the most meaningful year so far. And when you're ready, take that bubble that represents back to school and release the grounding cord down to the center of the earth. And let that bubble, with all of your intentions for the next school year, for back to school, for you and your family, let it float off to the universe so that the Supreme Being can fill your order, so that you can start experiencing back to school exactly as you'd like. And while you're sitting here, quiet, grounded in the center of your head, having just given a most glorious mock-up for back to school for this school year, in the center of your head, grounded in your bubble, go ahead and release anything in your space or in your physical body that says you can't have this wonderful school year as easily and beautifully as you just mocked up. Release any resistance. Release any invalidations. Let's say you're not smart enough or you're not capable enough. Of course you are. Release anything that won't let you have a wonderful back to school. And while you're sitting here, grounded in the center of your head, in your bubble, prepping for back to school in your universe, create a bubble over your head. Make it at least as big as your own aura bubble. And put a magnet. That's the first letter of your first name. For example, my name is Cynthia, so I will put a giant C in my bubble that's over my head. And the C is magnetic. And I will intend that it's going to call back all of my energy from wherever I've left it. If I left it in school from last year or yesterday or back in high school. If I left any energy at my job or at a friend's house or where I was on vacation. wherever you've left any of your energy, go ahead and call it back. Call your energy back for you. And when you're ready, put whatever positive qualities you want more of in that bubble. Grace, confidence, certainty, prosperity, ease, amusement, body level healing, validation, consciousness. Whatever positive qualities you need, you want, draw it into that gold bubble over your head with your energy. And in a moment, take an imaginary finger and pop that bubble and start to fill in your own physical body with this gold energy. Fill in with that grace and validation, energy that you've called back. Start filling in the top of your head. Fill in the center of your head. Fill in your face, your neck. Fill in your throat. And really, really fill in your fifth chakra, your ability to take in information and share information. Fill in your torso, your arms all the way down to your fingertips. Fill in your shoulders, your upper back, your chest, your side body. Fill in your belly, your low belly, your low back, your hips. Like warm honey, filling in your physical body with all this beautiful energy. Fill in your legs all the way down to your feet and toes. And any extra energy, fill in your bubble. So it's all about you, grounded in the center of your head, in your bubble, and all these positive qualities, having called back your own energy and having created a wonderful mock-up for back to school. When you're ready, open your eyes, take a big deep breath, stretch, and come back to the room. You were really wiggly there.
I was very wiggly. I had a kitty cat on my lap that was very wiggly. And I was trying to kind of push him a little bit, and then finally things just fell, and it just,
That's fine. Does that make you feel a little bit more at ease for your back to school?
Absolutely. And actually, I've got everyone calling downstairs. We're about to head out to the big open house. So, yes.
I'd like to get a report back. See if it's a little bit.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. I will absolutely. I will send pictures.
Mm-hmm.
She's already picked out. She changed her outfit, it looks like, for her open house. So she's ready to go.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. She is ready to go. So I will let you know how the big first day goes in her open house. Hopefully we'll get to meet her teacher.
Check.
Yes. Yes, she is ready. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Laura, I appreciate you too. This is Intuitive Hypnotherapy Podcast.
Out. Bye, guys.
See you later. Bye.